Call hello, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock, and shalom and salutations to you brothers out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. I'm Rapam Moth, and today's video is going to be on the emphasis that time is short. We got to continue to emphasize that we in these last days, whatever you get into, keep in mind that it's not going to last. Whatever decisions you make, it should be intrinsic for you to automatically think the time is going to be short as I make this decision. You know, pray to the Lord, you know, continue to be faithful, continue to be honest and sincere with brethren. Watch, therefore, for you know not what hour the Lord cometh in return. And so at Great Millstone, we Hebrew Israelites like to put that emphasis, all right, you know, really pinpoint the fact that we're not going to be in the society very long. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is a power of judgment, righteous judgment, and he's not going to acquit the wicked. We live in a society, as coined by the Apostle Gabar in one of his recent videos. He said that if you're trying to live a righteous life in this society, you'll be bored, because righteousness is not entertained in this society. Evil and wickedness is entertained. So you should automatically be in a mental spot that you're already catching hell from just trying to live a righteous society in a righteous lifestyle in a wicked society. You're already catching hell. Furthermore, the time is short, and so you don't really worry it. You don't get too upset. Don't worry, man. Don't put all of these burdens on yourself. Heavier burdens than necessary, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set this up to be a light burden, meaning we believing on Yahweh Shah, and through that belief we can obtain what we're looking for, which is everlasting life. 1 Corinthians 7:29 says, "But this I say, brethren, the time is short." Even while Paul was speaking about a topic like dealing with a woman, or for those of you who are out there, and by the way, you don't need a woman. You don't need a woman. That's a stigma in, you know, dealing with the fact that we men, we're manly, we're macho. But in this society, everything is upside down. So to actually have a woman in this society, man, you taking on a extra burden. Paul said it's going to be a thorn in your flesh. Now, my own experience is that I desire to have a woman around. You know, I desire for my own personal reasons while I have to have a woman around. But if she's not cooking, cleaning, if she's completely a burden on you, bro, you know, that might not be. That's not what you need. Don't ever think that you need a woman. So Paul speaks similar to what I'm saying now. Paul speaks about that. He said, "Brethren, this I say, brethren, that the time is short." And that's the emphasis on the whole point. Whether you're talking about dealing with women, whether you're talking about getting a new job, whether you're talking about moving state to state, whether you're talking about, look, the time is short. Whether you're talking about buying a house, or you're talking about buying stocks, long-term this and that, look, the time is short. Okay, you can plan for 2050 all you want. The time is short. I ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna be here for that. The society's not gonna look how it looks now. Judging by how 2020 went, it's already looking strange. Pick up a magazine from 2019 and you'll see nothing relates. It's unrelatable. People talking about, why don't you go to the park and to a gathering, go to this party, go to this club, you got to try this amusement park out, you got to try this vacation spot out. Nothing of 2019. Everybody plans were shut down in 2020, and so the time is short. It says, "It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none." So even if you talking about the situation dealing with a woman, even while you got, because our emphasis is the time is short, but that doesn't mean chill out and relax. It's actually the opposite. That means go hard. Go hard. You don't have forever to do this. You don't have your whole life to do this, what we doing here, to push this word. You don't have these lifetimes that Esau done told you had. Just because you young, you in your 20s, you in your teens, you in your 30s, does not mean you have a life ahead of you, a full life. You don't. Furthermore, youth is everything. You got to give that to the Lord. You got to sacrifice your youth, which is basically your time. And the Most High made it so much more easier, being that 2020, everything is shut down. You don't have no distractions of club. You don't have no distractions of parties. You don't have no distractions of get-togethers and hangouts and movie theaters and UFC. You barely can go to a game, basketball game. You don't have none of that. Sports was shutting down for the first time ever. And so the time is short, meaning you use that time wisely. Psalms 90:12 says, so teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Everything revolves around applying your heart, your time, your energy to wisdom. What is wisdom? The patience. It's Revelation 13:18 says, here is the patience of the saints. All right, which is waiting for the mark of the beast to come out so that we could be denied. It says, Psalms 89:47 says, remember how short my time is. Wherefore hast thou made all men in vain. Time is so short, so use it wisely. Revelation 22:6 goes into this prophecy of Edomites in these end times. It says, and he said unto me, these are, this is not the one I'm looking for. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Revelations 20:3. It says here, the prophecy of the end times dealing with Edom, and cast him into the bottomless pit. This is when the so-called white man in Europe was taken out of power for 1,000 years. It says, and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. So that deceit ended after the Roman Empire turned into the Holy Roman Empire, and Israelites began to rule in Europe. Yeah, the Celts, yeah, a lot of the Anglos and the Saxons, Israelites ruling during this period of time. All right, coming back into power while the Most High shut up and sealed the nation of Israel, Edom, for these 1,000 years. It says till 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed. And he became loosed when the Renaissance period basically came about. Up until this day, he's still loosed, meaning he's ruling, he's in power again. But then it says that he should be loosed for a little season. That little season is what we're living in right now. The little season while that Edom is loosed in. He's allowed to deceive the world, deceive the nations through his lies, media, trickery, witchcraft. He's deceiving nations. The entire world follows this man as if he's some type of real leader, when he isn't. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Revelation 22:6. And he said unto me, these sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord power of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. That's going into all the forms of destruction that's to come. All right, the mark of the beast, the hour of temptation, the time of Jacob's trouble. All these things must come to be. They will shortly be done. All right, and so our job is to continue the mindset of the sheep to watch out, look out, be prepared for evils. All right, lamentations and woe. That's what the prophets have prophesied of: great kingdoms of famine, pestilence, war, and destruction. And that's what really is about to take place. So for a man to take his for a prophet to take his time out to trade on tables, work on tables, serve tables, as Paul said, or pretty much do anything outside of push his word consistently, then you're bugging, man. You're not in the right spirit. So it says here, which things shortly shall be done. These are the things that we're showing and that are being shown to us, revealing the end times to us. So our mindset could be in the right place. That's why we constantly watch the news. That's why we constantly search the media, search out what Esau is doing, look into these different agendas, his different politics, his plans, his visions for the future, watching his movies and his hidden occult, deciphering his hidden occult meanings in some of his commercials, is because we understand the times we're living in, simply and plain. We understand that there's going to be an abrupt stop to Esau's world when the Yahushua is sent back to reign and rule over the kingdom of earth. Matthew 24:2 says, and Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Yahushua always prophesied about things to come, and right after Yahushua was crucified, not too long after, General Vespasian and General Titus, all right, came and conquered and besieged the land of Jerusalem. And one stone was not turned, every stone was turned upon upside down, because they flipped the place. They completely ransacked it, destroyed it, brought all the goodly things from the temples back to Rome and called it the Ark of Titus, and built the Ark of Titus. And the Ark symbolizes a victory over another people. And in that Ark of Titus, they depict all the menorahs, all the golden goodly things and precious things that we had inside the temple that the Lord told us to put in there were taken out. And so the Lord prophesied that, and it came to pass. The Lord also prophesied that, behold, I will come quickly, I'll tarry not. So we know we in these end times, and they're speeding up. Matthew 24 and 22 says, and except those days shall be shortened. What days? How can a day be shortened? I'm not talking about instead of 24 hours in a day, you're going to get 12 soon. Look out for that. No, it's talking about time is being sped up in a way which the ones who are watching around can see it. Okay? Yeah, those who don't believe, they'll say, yo, where's the promises coming? Since the days of our fathers fell asleep, we've been promising these same things. But us that's in the knowledge, in this truth, and constantly searching, we see it every day. We see the signs every day. There's not a dull moment under the believers in the day for a believer, man. Because except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So we coming upon a time where Edom is going to be out. The Most High has decided, all right, effectively and immediately, that Edom is not going to be a ruling nation no more. And his time period for rulership is coming to an end. And that's what Yahushua prophesied about a kingdom to come. All right, that's why it's written, I shall see Satan fall as lightning. Because you're going to witness the downfall of this empire, demonic empire that's ruling over the world, fall. You're going to witness that in our lifetimes. And we're slowly witnessing it now. So for the sake of the elect, the Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua's chosen people of the nation of Israel, the time will be sped up in ways in which we can see now. Isaiah 13 and 22 says, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. What do we know about what's going to happen to America is that it's going to get nuked out of its misery. It's going to become desolate. It's going to be a wasteland, a deserted place inhabited by desert-dwelling creatures. And so Yahweh Shemi Yahshua is going to have a party with this place, man. Meaning it's going to be an inferno. The fire of the Lord's indignation is going to be upon Babylon. And we're going to witness people, eyes and ears and mouths burning. Sarah Connor's dream in Terminator 2, Judgment Day is going to come to pass. This place is going to be a lit torch. All right, the Lord said he destroyed the world one time with water. He wouldn't do that again. That's what the rainbow symbolizes, but this time he shall be destroyed with fire. That's why we know these days are not prolonged. The ICBM missile is hypersonic now, which changed the game. That was a game changer. Hebrews 10 and 37. For yet a little while. We got to understand, it's a little while, man. For the prophets out there, false prophets out there that like to make it seem as if we'll be able to build before this place ever gets back. And actually, because when you build, that's one thing. But actually to enjoy the fruits of your labor as if we're in some paradise, promised land, ain't gonna happen, man. That's just busy work. That's just work that you give people so that they don't become idle. But what you should be doing is mining the things that are worthy of praise, giving honor to things that are worthy of praise, serving the Lord as your calling best fits. If you're help, you're doing what helpers do. You're sending money to the prophets, making sure they're good. If you're a prophet, you go out there and you call it, according to the scriptures, what's to come. And that is your job. That's your duty. That's our obligation to let you know before it comes. That's why it's written, for yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will tarry not. Yahweh Shah, you think he wants to stay up in them clouds? Stay up in on the right hand side of the Father and just watch as evils are repeatedly done to his people and his nation? His name is, more smut is put on his name by non-believers. Now he wants to do exactly what he prophesied he would do. All right, that's the urgency of the men and the angels in heaven. They desire that this thing be done with, that Edom be, captured and enslaved. John 16:16, that evils be blotted out. It's more than Edom, because the earth is going to be inhabited by righteous powers again. Everything's going to be able to dwell. The animals are going to be back in correction. Scripture says that the child could hold basically the ass in the wild beasts and play with lions, and basically have no fear for his life, because the animals will be in subjection again. All these things we looking forward to come to pass. It's not just about this man named Esau, but he's a big role in it, man. He's the antagonist in this whole thing. Every good story needs a evil villain, and that's Edom. That's Edom for the world. So we're looking forward to the time when the Lord say he's going to return, and he will. 2 Corinthians 4:17, for our light affliction, it's affliction that we're dealing with, and though it is as painful as it may be, it's light. It's light. What are you doing? You're prophesying through phones, through telecommunications. The bulk of the work is done for you. You don't have to travel. In the days of the Lord, he sent men 2 by 2 into different cities and told them not to bring purse or a script, not to bring money, but go into a house, and if they accept you, you deal with them. If not, then the curses that the Lord's going to put on them is going to be harsh. And that's how men prophesy. Now, how do we prophesy? We look at it, wake up in the morning, say our blessings and curses. We look up news articles. We watch what brothers have been looking at in recent news and what to follow and what not. And then the Spirit hits us to do a video and promote his word again. And that's daily edification. And so we look for it, we seek it, but to those who it is written, to whom much is given, much is expected. So the longer you've been in this truth, guess what? The more is going to be expected out of you. It's not like, I've been in here 10 years and now I could tell the younger brothers what to do. That ain't what happens. You become more of a servant than you ever have as time goes on. You continue to serve even more. You thought you were serving in the first 5 years until 6, 7, and 8 come around. Now more is required of you. Are you going to live up to that? For our light affliction, which is but for a moment. It's all light time. It's all light and it's quick. It's transient. It's here today, gone tomorrow. It's a breeze. All right. That's what that's what's being mentioned here, is that, listen, this thing this little bitty trouble that we going through and dealing with is short. It says, worketh for us far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory. The other version say, producing for us an absolute, incomparable, eternal weight of glory. Producing for us an everlasting weight of glory, far beyond any comparison. All right. For our slight momentary affliction works for us an eternal weight of glory, from extraordinariness to extraordinariness, whatever that. All right. Woo. Ooh. Serious, man. Ultimate prosperity, ultimate peace, ultimate glee, delight, ultimate bliss is coming for us, man. There's no comparison. This tiny little affliction that we going through, man. That's why sometimes the scripture tell you, gird up your loins like a man. You brush it off, whatever the hell you going through. All right, even it's down to this confusion, not be able to make a decision, all of that. It doesn't even matter at the end of the day, man. The major decision has been made, that you are following a believer, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Now do the work. Now do what you're supposed to do. Do what it's aligned in your spirit to do. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, it's aligned in your spirit to do righteous deeds and acts. It's not aligned in our spirits to do this evil and wickedness and see our people just continue to be corrupted and then further corrupt them for a paycheck. That's not aligned in our spirit. The scripture said the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the wicked seduceth them. Seduction is a strong power, a force, a magnitude force that turns one from a righteous way and lifestyle to that of evil, that of corrupt and maliciousness. Wants to see his own people fall. Not to mention the curses are on our people heavy, so we're fighting daily to keep that new man. Don't give up hope. That's the bottom line. Yahushua will not give you things that are too hard for you. Ezekiel 3:17 says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel." The job of a watchman was and still is to keep the safety of the flock. The job of a watchman is to make sure that the flock is protected from false prophets and to continue to teach the same doctrine that is edifying and builds faith and trust in the Lord. So he has made us a watchman of the house of Israel. You see, these are divine roles, divine titles and jobs: a prophet, a disciple, a believer, an apostle, a priest. These are divine occupations that your average man cannot fill. You have to be made for it. Just like in order to be a high priest, you have to be a Levite of the sons of Aaron. Couldn't even just be a regular Levite. So we was made for this. We were born into this. It says, "Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning for me." So the word that we hear, we are given warning. Throughout the scriptures, this is a book of warning, admission. I forget the word admiration, or however it goes, admonition. To warn. Okay? And that is a job worthy of salvation. It says, "And give them warning for me." We're doing this for the Heavenly Father. We're not just doing it for ourselves. So you might say to yourself, look, I did something yesterday. Look, man, you're doing it for the Heavenly Father. Everything you're doing. You use diligence to make your call and election sure. Put that good effort in. Now, bottom line is this. I'll end it with this. If your favorite YouTube personality, your favorite star out here, or your favorite thing to watch, there's a squirrel right here running up on me trying to say hello. If your favorite YouTube personality could put out a video every day, could put out a video 5 times a week, and he's doing it for his own gain, all right, for a corruptible crown, how much more should you be running for your incorruptible crown? Lord willing, this video is edifying. Till next time, shalom.